We're not here. This is a dream?
There's just things happen, and there are clusters of tetrahedrons moving around together.
Okay.
No, actually, I didn't make you happy.
Right. I don't know who you've
here.
made happy, but
No.
there's a happy feeling
Just
here.
a cluster of tetrahedrons.
Still trying to figure this
But a
all
pleasant
out, man.
one.
Talk, tick, talk, boom. You already know what time it is. Yes, family, it's your boy General Spooky. And today, we're talking about the time your boy Jim Carrey went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. The time he went actually crazy. So if that interests you, stay tuned.
I don't believe that you exist. No, actually, I didn't make you happy.
Right. I don't know who
You're not
you've
here.
made happy, but
No.
there's a happy feeling
Just
here.
a cluster of tetrahedrons.
Still trying to figure this
But a
all
pleasant
out, man.
Do we exist?
What? Welcome back, family. So yes, today we're talking about the time that Jim Carrey went crazy. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people was like, oh, nah, like he don't even believe in God, or like, you know what I mean? Like he's like completely insane and stuff like that. Well, let's just hop into some clips. Just, you know what I mean? Just to kind of like run down memory lane and see like what he was talking about in the past. Because I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, whoa, like I couldn't even believe what he just said. But let's run it back. Let's go.
It's a giant, field of consciousness dancing for itself, and you're here to make me happy, or to kind of, it's making itself happy. It's like one soul. That's how I feel. I feel like, people say, well, I have a soul. You don't have a soul. There's no you, but I feel like there is a soul, and it includes everything.
Yeah.
And when you wake up in the morning and you feel like I'm the universe, you don't have to reach for the star.
Well, welcome back, family. So yeah, just like you seen what he just said, family, talking about, tetrahedrons, and you're nothing but more than a free field of dancing energy expressing itself and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And tetrahedrons. I don't know about y'all, family, but I know like the first time I even heard bro say anything about like tetrahedrons, I was like, what? One, family, because the world does not know. The world will never, like, you guys have no idea. Like, most people don't, except like scientists, a lot of them know, but the world, a lot of people are completely asleep. They don't even know what he just exposed when he said that alone, family. Here's an example of like a chart full of like sacred geometric shapes. And then as you can see, like right here, I'm gonna just pull it out. Like on this side, you can see literally the tetrahedron, family. And what a tetrahedron is, it's nothing but like peacock eyes, a part of your auric field. So imagine like this huge circular bubble around you, and then you have like peacock eyes on top of that. And what those peacock eyes do, family, is they completely report to your cosmic grid. So if you heard me speak about your cosmic grid before, family, and for any of you newcomers, if you don't know your spiritual cosmic grid is, let me explain that really quick. Okay. So your cosmic grid is pretty much responsible for your karma. It's pretty much responsible if you get promoted or demoted spiritually, and it's also responsible for like you planting positive affirmations or positive seeds into the universe. So you know what I mean. You plant a seed saying I'm gonna buy this car in the future, or I'm gonna buy this house in the future. Okay. So your cosmic grid is pretty much it's like, I wouldn't say a graveyard full of seeds, but like a pretty much like a cosmic grid full of like intentions. You see what I'm saying? Your cosmic grid is responsible for your karma. It's responsible for promotion or demotion, and it's also responsible for like affirmation or like planting positive seeds into the future, or you see what I'm saying, trying to rekindle seeds that were burned in the past. So yes, family, that's your cosmic grid. Okay. Now what he's talking about, what your boy Jim Carrey was talking about when he was speaking about tetrahedrons, is these are the actual conscious cosmic eyes that a lot of people can see, you know what I mean, at different states of consciousness. Now, if that interests you, if you would like to know how you'll be able to see it, or even actually how I was able to even see it, or how I even interact with it and able to see it, then I'd like for you guys to check out my Patreon. You see what I'm saying? I go like a lot deeper in depth about this. But back on topic, family. So yes, these are nothing but like little eyes of consciousness that are always around you, and what they're connected to, family, I'm gonna give you another example, is you have like right here, you have your subtle body of energy, which is directly metaphysically connected to your auric field. And your auric field, family, is that bubble, is that vibe. But if somebody come in your vibe, you're not feeling them, you can already detect why. And the only reason why you can detect why you're not even feeling them, family, is because your aura, your bubble, we all know we have a bubble, but your auric field, you see what I'm saying, is directly connected to your subtle body. You know what I mean? These subtle strings, these subtle lines of energy. You see what I'm saying? And that's your subtle body, family, directly reports to your auric field, directly reports to your aura. and it tells your aura like what is this person, you know what I mean? It sort of detects if you would like to be around this person, is it a pleasant meeting, or if it's not. Your subtle body picks up the lines and tells your aura, yo, I ain't really feeling them, or yo man, let's hang out with them, man, he might actually be a good vibe, it's been boring all day. You see what I'm saying? So your subtle body tells your aura what it is about that person, but your aura is sort of your vibe. Your aura is what you're projecting. You see what I'm saying? Your aura is your internal system, you know what I mean, working externally for you. You see what I'm saying? But your subtle body of energy is the energy that actually detects the people around you. Those are those streamlines of energy that interface inside of what we call our bubble. Okay, family? And the reason why I say that is because, family, also your what he's calling, like, these tetrahedrons like are literally like on the outer layer of your bubble, but you're able to see them as far as you can see because they're all interfacing around us all the time. You see what I'm saying? And they're nothing more than conscious cameras, family. Like these lines, like these actual eyes, these tetrahedrons, these geometric shapes, family, are all around us all the time. And what they are, family, they are conscious, like they're literally conscious eyes. They're God's eyes reporting back to determine, like, just because nobody saw you do something bad, or just because nobody saw that you did something that you knew you were not supposed to do, doesn't mean you don't reap the benefit. Don't reap the consequences of what you've just sowed. And that's why they have that old conventional term, family. You reap what you've sowed. You planted that seed, okay, well, you'll reap, you know what I mean, whatever comes with the consequences of, you know what I mean, that situation, or whatever comes with, you know what I mean, whatever comes with that in general, family. But yes, that's when you have reaped what you've sowed. The only reason why I say that, family, is because just because nobody's looking, that does not mean that shit did not happen. And the only reason why I'm bringing that up, family, is because there's a term that I've coined, the nine mind. I call the nine mind, which is nothing more than the ninth dimension of consciousness. And that's exactly, once again, what these tetrahedrons is. And that's why I love what Jim said, family. That's because, like, Jim pretty much just exposed God's eyes. Like, that's literally like your karmic eyes. Like anybody that has karma and stuff like that, once again, just like I told you, you did something while nobody was, like, you know what I mean, while nobody was looking and stuff like that, but that person still receives some type of karma, or even if it was you, you know, like, damn, I know I'm supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you guys an example. You drop somebody's food, whatever you was going to serve them plate, is going to bring them a plate. You end up dropping like some type of food on their plate. You put it back on the plate and just hand it to them and don't say anything. But then the next day, all of a sudden, you go to a restaurant, you go out to eat, and you see hearing your food, you blow up, you're pissed. Yes, literally, you just reap what you've sowed. Just because you didn't say anything, they didn't say anything, but now you want to raise hell. Now you're upset. That's literally like a great example of how it works, family. And all I'm saying is that the tetrahedrons pretty much, they report to your auric field. They hover over your auric field. They hover over your aura. You see what I'm saying? Reporting directly to your cosmic grid. Pretty much telling the cosmos, telling God, you see what I'm saying? Telling the universe, do you deserve to have a good day, or do you deserve to have a, you know what I mean, a shit day, to be honest. But that's like a lot of the reasons why that can take place. That's why I love what Jim said. But I just want, you know what I mean, I'm going to let him finish talking, and we're going to see what he's talking about, you know what I mean? Because, like, when he went through rehab and stuff like that, like, he had a total different dimension, a total different flip, a total different change of mind. So, you know what I mean? Let's see what he's talking about on that one, family. You know what I mean? We'll sum it up at the end. We'll address everything at the end. And definitely, you know what I mean, write your questions, you know what I mean, your comments in the comment box. Comment on this video. You know what I mean? I love the feedback. Let's also see what he's talking about. Come on.
I realized, hey, wait a second, you know, if it's so easy to lose Jim Carrey, who the hell is Jim Carrey?
So you're just passing we don't through. Matter.
It doesn't make any sense.
I'm not looking backward.
Why don't we just...
It was more like, you're supposed to say, you know, we're important, and you're supposed to say it's all going to be all right, and you're supposed to say that, you know, whatever you dream can come true, and you're supposed to say all those things. I do believe in manifestation, power of that kind of stuff, but I don't believe that any of it matters. You know, this mattering is to me a human construct born out of a need, the same need as you have to have, you know, deities and things like that. I mean, I believe in an energy of God, an energy of, you know, everything is divine. You know, there's no thing that isn't divine. Everything is divine, and I'm that. And it doesn't matter to me what's happening. I'm finding that ultimately the freedom from it is something people are kind of hungry for in a way. They're like, I don't want to be me either.
Right.
You know, and I go, well, great, because you never have been.
What? Welcome back, family. So yes, just what he said, family. He said he believes that everything in this world is divine. And you know what, family? Even though your boy went crazy, but like, I believe him. I think he's telling the truth. And actually, his representation of what he perceives as God or divinity or divine, you see what I'm saying? I agree with 100%. And let me tell you why, family. It's because anything that obtains consciousness in this universe is divine, family. Like light, you see what I'm saying, is divine. Like, I'm talking about like your animals. I'm talking about water, especially waters. Yeah, we do have different bodies of water, but all waters are still able to obtain, you see what I'm saying? Most bodies of water are able to obtain some form of life. So not only can they inhabit, you know what I mean, lights, but they also accept light codes, the codes from light that tells the different functionalities in the waters, how to treat, and you know what I mean, and feed the different life forms in the water alone, which is huge. So not only can water, you see what I'm saying, accept light codes, but it also can inhabit life. Like, that's huge. But also air is consciousness, water is consciousness, like stuff like that. Like divinity, anything that is divine is of God. Anything that is divine has consciousness and obtains consciousness. So that's why I agree with what he's saying, because he's saying like everything pretty much is divine and everything pretty much is consciousness. So anything that comes from the earth that is organic, that is natural, obtains consciousness, including trees. That's why they grow, to get the light codes, you see what I'm saying, from the sun. And they also, you know what I mean, the water cycle, or precipitation, evaporation, condensation, they also are part of the water cycle, to where they can actually, you know what I mean, grow on cycle and actually grow and use the light codes to determine how far, you see what I'm saying, they're supposed to grow when they actually connect. But even past that, family, yes, like I agree 100% with what he's saying, family, is because you are divine, we are divine, like, and you are consciousness. Like, a lot of people only think that we obtain consciousness in the mind. Like, a lot of people think that the only thing that is consciousness, the only thing that is conscious is us. A lot of us only believe that we only obtain consciousness in the mind, and that's, you know what I mean, that's completely false. I'm letting you know right now, like, your auric field is nothing but, like, once again, I told you, a wall of neurons literally interfacing with, you know what I mean, your outside reality to tell your inner reality how to feel, or how to think, or how to react. Straight up, like, your auric field, your aura is so smart. You don't even have to say anything. You can feel somebody's vibe from afar away. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. You don't even have to say anything, but your aura will tell you exactly, you know what I mean, how to address that situation, whether, you know what I mean, indulge, or, you see what I'm saying, to reject yourself. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's because that wall of neurons is working for the family. And the whole is, yes, I do agree with Jim. You see what I'm saying? I do believe that consciousness is in everything. You know what I mean? Everything is divine. Anything of nature obtains consciousness. Anything of nature is divine. All these other man-made constructs are of man. You see my light just flicking. I ain't did shit. You see what I'm saying? But in general, yes, family, anything outside of that, anything that is not organic, not of nature, you see what I'm saying, is man-made, is actually alien, believe it or not, because you created, even if you're making juice, you see what I'm saying, you use this chemical compound with this compound, and you know what I mean, and you kind of create a solution. With that being said, family, I love y'all. I'm out.